My name's Anya Lynch. I'm the CEO of the National Parents Council, and you'll also see people dotted around the room who are staff members, and if they've got a red badge on, then they're a staff member of the National Parents Council. So if you've got any questions throughout the day, they're the people to ask. I haven't got a red badge on because it's on the table, but you now know who I am. So, so look, you're very welcome, and I know people have travelled quite a distance to be here today, so we're really grateful for that. I just put the day in a little bit of a context of what we're going to do. We'll go through the agenda shortly now there, but what we're trying to do, so National Parents Council is a representative body for parents in Ireland and of children in primary school and early years. So it's our job to not only provide you services and supports, but to make sure that we hear your voice on different things that matter to you and your children in school, so that when we're talking to other key stakeholders, specifically the Department of Education, about what is wanted and needed, it means that we've heard directly from you about what it is that your children's experience of school is. And that can be around special education needs, but it can be around anything to do with primary education and early years. So that's the context of this morning. So we're starting up a new group, and it's our special education consultation group, which you are all very welcome to be part of. On the agenda that you've got today, you'll see a QR code on the back of it. And if you follow that and put your details in, you will be always updated on consultations that we have, anything to do with special education, or information that we might receive from the department or the people. We'll send it out to that group immediately, so you'll always be informed. But we'll also continue to have events like this and surveys. As many people seen the survey we have on the summer programme. So we're keeping that survey open till the end of next week. So it's still open if people want to fill it out. But what we'll do is surveys, we'll do face-to-face consultations like this, and we'll gather information from parents, so on particular topics that are important to you. And then we will provide them to the Department of Education and other stakeholders. So when they're developing policy or legislation, they know exactly what parents feel and think about the topics. We'll be very open, and we might, in the coming months, do a survey about areas that are important to you, because we don't want to always guess them for you. So there'll be opportunities for you to tell us what you think we should be consulting you on as well. But today we've decided to start with the summer programme, because it has been something over the last couple of years, particularly during the COVID time, that has got a lot of attention. And the attention that it's got is parents saying that it's not working for them in a lot of cases. So we've been working with the Department of Education over the last number of years around what parents are telling us isn't working for them. And you'll hear from Frank later on in the morning from the Department of Education about the types of things that they're looking at. But they're also really interested to hear what comes from today and what comes from our survey to inform that policy making as well. So how the day will go is that, first of all, we've got the first bit out of the way. I've done the introduction. Then we're going to hear from a programme in Malta, particularly because it's very different to the programme in Ireland. So it's to try to open up the conversation so we can look at things that we might not have even thought of yet. Because sometimes when we say what we want to be changing, we're looking at what we have and how we can tweak it. And I think we need to have a vision of where we want to be, so that all decisions that are made around summer programme over the coming years are working towards a vision. So we have to have blue sky thinking, and that's what we'll be looking at this afternoon, is if it was a perfect world, what would this look like? Because then we can start a vision to work towards, rather than tweaking things around the edges when we hear certain things aren't working. So we're going to look at Malta and look at what's working in Malta at the moment. Then we're going to hear from Frank, as I said, with the Department of Education. So he's going to do a run through of kind of where the summer programme, which used to be called July Provision, as we all know, but is now called summer, but where it started from and where it is at the moment, and some thoughts about where it might go. We're then going to hear from Frida Metlhenny, who's from Open Special Classes and Open Special Schools, and they have a particular view from their children's point of view in their advocacy group as to what they would like to see work within the summer programme. So we're going to hear from Frida then. And then we'll hear from John Carney, who is the new director. I say new director, he's been in post for about 6 or 7 months now, so we'll have to stop calling him the new director. The new director, CEO of the National Council for Special Education. So a lot of you may have had contact with CNOs, and they all come from the National Council for Special Education, and he's the new CEO there. Then I'm going to do the results of the survey to date. So obviously, as I said, we're going to keep it open, but we've had over 800 parents reply to the survey. So I'm going to give you a sense of what the results are coming forward. And we always know that when we get that amount of results in, that it might change a little bit as it goes on, but it's kind of getting towards what it's going to look like towards the end. So it'll give you a good flavour of what's happening. We then got lunch, which is always, and that'll be served in this room here. And then after the lunch, we're going to do your work bit, where we're going to ask you what you want. So we'll have 2 workshops in the afternoon, and then we'll kind of come back into the one group and just have some concluding remarks. So that's how the day is going to go. So I'm going to hand over straight away to Michael and Teresa. I've heard that Teresa doesn't mind what she's called as long as it's something close. But I'll hand over now and look forward to your presentation. Thank you.